Go.
Hi, this video that I would like to present to you is a response inspired by video of Bob Resnick, who talked about Gestalt therapy, diversities of definition, difficulty to define Gestalt therapy, seeing difference between Gestalt and other approaches, and also need to do it in a way that will bring more clarification. First, I would like to present my shirt, and I put this shirt in honor of Bob Resnick, who is a friend of Croatian, ex-Yugoslavian Gestalt therapists, so they can tell him what is this and tell him background story. That's pretty interesting. So I said I liked the video, and I also have a lot of agreements and some maybe different perspectives. First, what I missed in the video is Bob's definition of Gestalt. And as much as it is hard, and as much as we will start with, I think it's very useful that we share this, and especially in front or among our colleagues, Gestalt therapists. So if we have 200 different definitions, maybe we can look for some common moments and maybe find one that we can, most of us, agree on. Of course, with some reservations, as some man says, millions years ago, Tao that can be spoken is not Tao. I think it would be used for Gestalt too. Gestalt who can be put in words and defined by words is definitely not a Gestalt. But as much as we can agree on it, I think we never should give up on trying and offering different possibilities, and more we have, more we are in a Gestalt. Now, I really liked the video, and I really wanted a proper response to it. But after watching it a couple of times, I just discovered I have so material I could talk about 2 or 3 hours about everything what provoked in me. And in the same time, I don't want this video to be longer, this video that is a response to the video, I don't want it to be longer than original video. So let me go to business. First of all, I found the article with 9 different qualities of Gestalt that seems to help us to look for a boundaries of Gestalt. And I missed from the video too when Bob says that even if you have your individual approach, your individual definition, area of work, you still have to have some boundaries. Don't tell me boundaries if you don't tell me specifically what are those boundaries, because I don't know. And that's probably the reason why we cannot easily define Gestalt, because we don't have boundaries. One man once said, get out of your mind and get back to your senses. That's, to me, one of the basic premises of Gestalt. Do we have some boundaries there? I'm not sure. The same man also said, you always talk about my skills and my techniques and the way how I do Gestalt, and you try to copy it. Don't do it. Those are just compensations for my personality. Find out yours. I like that. That if we take that as a guidance, as a pointer, then why to stop with skills and techniques? Why not go even further? Why don't go to even philosophy? So, okay, yeah, we do like history of Gestalt, and this article, Saber, she wrote a nice article. She needed 5 years. I will probably need 6 years to read it and understand everything. But is it relevant? Is it, as much as it is fun and enjoyable and interesting and provocative and useful, is it really unnecessary? I don't think so. You can throw away any of 9 conditions, prerequisites, characteristics, however you call them, and you still can be in Gestalt. And the reason why is it, and it's also a reason why it's not easy to define Gestalt, is that, to me, basic of Gestalt is using my personality in working with other people. And it's hard then to see boundaries in the sense like CBT, you look for the thoughts, RET, you look for beliefs, reality therapy, you work for feelings, needs, actions that will fulfill those needs. You always have kind of content level boundaries. But in Gestalt, content is not as much as important as a process. And that's make difficulty to define it. Now I would like to put 2 examples about importance of theory, philosophy, knowledge, experience. Let's say you have 2 groups of young therapists, and you can 2 years to educate them, to make them better, more successful, effective Gestalt therapists. So you have two possibilities. For 2 years with one of them, you read books, you explore ideas, you teach them 11 pearls, phenomenology, existential, they read Husserl, Sartre, everyone else, and also read books about Gestalt. And then you have other group, you work with them only here and now on their unique, personal, individual, subjective processes. Help them to understand themselves. I don't think that any Gestalt therapist who was in training would have a dilemma which group would be more effective Gestalt therapist. Or let me put another case scenario. You just had a very lousy session. Client just left, you look at this door, feel horrible. What are you going to do? Nothing worked. What are you going to do? If you are a practitioner of most therapies, you will probably write nice, sophisticated paper about clients' resistances. If you are a Gestalt therapist, you will go knock on the door of your colleague, sit in the chair and ask, what's the fuck wrong with me? Why did I couldn't connect with this person? What was, couldn't look at him, I couldn't speak, I couldn't listen. Something was there and I really would like to know what really happened there. What prevented me to open up, to connect, to dialogue, to listen, to engage, to give empathy, to show support, to go deeper. There's one more thing that I am interested in. I know I'm rambling a little bit, but it's just I do have a need to make it shorter. So, Gestalt therapy is probably the most growing therapy today. And while I'm saying that, I'm also aware that you don't hear so often Gestalt therapy as before. And the reason is because if you go to Imago workshops, you will find out that they made most of their theories and practices about Gestalt idea of unfinished businesses. If you go to ACT workshops and seminars, you will find out a big saturation of Gestalt process, of presence, acceptance, dialoguing. If you follow all kind of mindful approaches to this and that, if you watch internal family systems, emotional focus, you will see that a lot of ideas of Gestalt are already there. And it's a wonderful thing. And I would like to come back to beginning of my video, saying that more we talk about and more ideas we if we put open and we practice, more we will be pushed to go much deeper, to see what is in essence, what is what is in the core of Gestalt therapy or Gestalt process. What is it that is there, even if you call it different name or even if you practice it in a... And this is a little bit also part of that a lot of serious therapists, they don't talk much about Gestalt because Gestalt is not on very good reputation and scientific approach, although I don't know any approach that is more scientific in Gestalt if it's proper used. The same as the other day I told my colleague, I really believe that Gestalt therapy is the best cognitive therapy because it uses thoughts and ideas and beliefs in a bigger context than any other cognitive therapy. And I remember also in my experience, 7, 8 years ago, I had a couple young therapists interested in Gestalt therapy. So they came to me and they asked me, what the hell is this Gestalt therapy that you mention every time, and what do you do there? And I told him, oh, it's simple, I just scream with my clients. And funny enough, the person that I told to, she said, ah, okay. She turned around like she understands it. And I was thinking about it, and a couple more came and they asked me, and I would repeat, I just scream with them. And they would usually not ask more, and that became curious to me. And one day, I knock on my door, colleague comes, she sits in the chair, and she said, you always say you scream with your clients, so tell me more about it, I'm really interested. And I disappointed her. She expected and she told me she expected some crazy pictures, images, and stories. But I told her, well, I scream with them. That means I SCREAM with them. S standing for situation and circumstances of their life. C standing about cognition, what they think, what they believe, how they interpret things. R stands about relationship and communication and how they make relationship with me and others. E stands for emotions, feelings, how they connect and how they come out of other areas. A stands for action, behavior, body, every movement that I can see, voluntary or involuntary, aware, conscious or unconscious. And the final M stands for motivational level. So we have desires, wants, needs, and realizations. 4 levels of motivation. What happens in relation to others' areas. And when I talk all this, she then told me that she was disappointed, and she said, I always thought that Gestalt therapy has to be crazy, and what you told me now, what you describe, is just a boring, smart approach. And I laughed on that. We laughed, and it was kind of fun. And since then, I like to talk more about it, and I like to really. I have a need for my colleagues who do not practice Gestalt, who do not know much, to know more. And that's also why I make these videos. And yeah, that's all of this response for thank you, Bob, to inspire this. And I hope I will get some feedbacks, and I will also get more feedbacks to Bob's video. Thank you for attention.